Who would like to make a wish? Friends, take a bottle and then you give it to the lovely ladies in blue. They're the river maidens, and they'll take your bottle down to the river. Yeah, for your future self, and then the river maidens pop them in the river. It travels all the way up. The naiad takes it and makes sure your wishes come true.
How did it go? We have to go to the wolf's lair. Okay, let's go.
Been here before, I'm sure that you know that this place is home to lots of different animals. In the trees we have robins, kingfishers, song thrushes, woodpeckers, lots more. And in the river ravens spawn down there. In the dark we have sticklebacks and crabs, Chinese mitten crabs. We have even water scorpions. But the reason I'm here today is to tell you about what some people say, because some people say that there is something else here as well, that there is somebody else here. Shh. Listen very carefully, and you might hear her singing from down by the river. Watch the water, little splash and movement as she slips under the surface. Now, I haven't seen her, but there are people who say that they have. Anybody know what I'm talking about? Now, she is a naiad, a river spirit. Now, what does she look like?
Like a frog.
No one knows quite for sure. However, last weekend I was down by the adventure playground, which you might know about, and I asked some children there what they think she looks like, and we turned what they said into a little song. She turns into fish and birds, my dear, her whisper through water so soft I can hear. She lives in a tree, my dear, her whisper through water. So about 150 years ago or so, this river down there would often overflow and it would flood, the meadows that were here and would graze the legs, I need some help here, of the sheep that used to graze here. But no one minded much. It was sort of nature, the way people knew it. People got on with it, people worked with it. And the Naiad, she was happy. She was dancing and singing and playing in the fields. Everything was wonderful. But as the tiny village of Ladywell turned into a suburb of Greater London, everybody, including the Naiad and her boss, the river god of the Thames, everybody knew that a flood would have severe consequences. But the Naiad, she was good, she was very, very good. Whenever rain fell, she made sure to sweep the water downstream from Sydenham, Catford, to Ladywell, and finally to Deptford. And the little burbling stream that was the Ravensbourne had turned into a massive wave of destruction. And people, you can imagine, they were very angry. They lost many things, their goods, their knickknacks, their turnips, their topsoil, their sense of safety, all was swept away by the river as it flooded. And the Naiad, she sort of crouched down into a little ball of shame. Fish in the water, less life up in the trees. There was a time of great sadness. But I think it's time for you all now to move on. So tread carefully, and as you go along in the dark, keep your eyes open for the night.
Where we go?
Slightly nervous. Such a lot going on.
Here, it's a good stick, I like it, but there's a better one over there. So I leave this stick and go and find a new one, give it a chew, show it to his boss, get bored with it, find a better stick, but it can be a little bit stressful.
I love playing. There's plenty of space to play here. I love running. Running.
And I go and fetch them, and they go and throw them away again.
And to patrol.
Squirrel! Where's the cat?
Not here, on the people.
Oh.
So many things to smell.
Come along, these people have other things to see.
It's good for the birds and the fish and us.
They generally come up smiling and hopefully they've got a change of clothes, so it's part of the fun.
You already have a routine and a practice of it in your teens and 20s. You know, in your 20s you kind of get a little bit rounder around the midsection. As you turn 30, you just notice things starting to be a little bit more difficult.
A spot. So we'll be at home tonight and we'll say, Mama, can we go to the spot? And she wants to bring Annette to pick up some rubbish. She's getting a beer can right now. And she's off. She sees a bit of rubbish in the water and she really wants to get it out.
No, they're little slides, like your fridge grass. Things growing around the park.
That's lovely. Old transparent.
Your mind, your meat, for I am blind, the bad of mankind to the magic beyond. It's none of your business being on my bridge whilst you mock my misery built.
It's okay, take a book and go this way, share it with your friends. That's it, take a book, cuddle up, it's story time. That's it, take a book, share it, oh good.
And they used to draw their water from the river here and take it for their cooking and for their work. Who knows the name of that guardian spirit? Whisper it to me. Whisper it. Whisper it over here. Some people called her the little washer by the ford. Some people called her the squid. Some people called her the squid. That's a new one in my collection. I'll be adding that later. And some people called her the Naiad. And for hundreds of years, the Naiad watched over the river Ravensbourne, and every time the river flooded, she became more tired and more sad. It's true, she was sad and tired and lonely, and in 1968, the decision was finally taken. Enough floods. It's time for concrete. And concrete was placed across all the river banks, and the river was locked down. And people say, and I've spoken to people who worked on that concrete, they say that at the moment when the last slab was in place, a great scream echoed across the fields. She said, I've been sleeping here since cress farms were spread across the whole of Ladywell Fields, and that was 300 years ago. She said, I've been sleeping here since England won the World Cup. And the workman said, England won the World Cup? That was years ago. That was years ago. Nobody can remember that. Well, we try not to remember it, in fact. She said, what date is it now? He said, it's 2010. And at that, the woman put her hand across her face. And she said, in that case, I've been sleeping a long, long time. And when she took her hand away from her face, her skin wasn't smooth anymore. It was wrinkled. And her hair wasn't glossy anymore. It was grey. She was an old lady. And she turned and she walked back towards the trees. And the workman watched her, and as she walked towards those trees, the old lady vanished. And when the workman looked out across that screen of trees, he saw lights dancing. And he stood up and he followed them.
This is the path we need. And like the naiad towards the trees.